Hello and welcome to the High School Football MVCC Game of the Week presented by City Barbecue and Miami Valley Adapted Sports. It's week number 4 and we're here at Roush Stadium in Kettering, Ohio with an intense G-Walk battle between the 1-2 Springboro Panthers and the surprising 3-0 Fairmont Firebirds. Thanks for being with us. I'm Jared Birch alongside my partner Jeff Allen. It is 77 degrees here in Kettering. A perfect night for football.
Yes, indeed.
And well, let's start off with how did each of these two teams fare last week? Jeff, how did the Panthers fare last week against Winton Woods?
Last week, the Panthers lost another game to another playoff caliber team in Winton Woods, 29-17. The Panthers' offense was basically stalemate the entire game, mustering only 3 field goals and a touchdown. 1 of 12 on third down is not a way you are going to win a game. Not able to sustain a drive is a big reason why the Panthers didn't come out to the win. If the Panthers want to win and get a win on the road tonight, they have to be way better on third down, first of all. Well, Jared, how did the Firebirds do against the Eagles of Milford?
Well, it was a close game at halftime. It was 15-0 in favor of the Firebirds, but after that it was same old from the Firebirds so far this year. All running by the Firebirds, time of possession in their favor, and dominance by the offensive line make out for another easy win as they move to 3-0 and won 42-0 against the Eagles of Milford. And in that game, Jesse DeGlow, he has been on fire the last 2 games for the Firebirds. 393 total yards and 7 touchdowns. If the Firebirds want to keep their winning ways tonight, they have to make sure that DeGlow gets the amount of touches that he needs to erupt and have another big game. Jeff, how about you introduce us to Coach Wilhite of Springboro?
Well, Coach Wilhite is his 12th season as a head coach. 1-2 record this year so far, so not starting off like they wanted to, but probably expecting those 2 really talented teams.
Right.
80-39 overall, perfect regular season in 2012, and 5-time G-Walk Coach of the Year. Very stellar. Jeff, what do we know about Firebirds head coach?
Well, Dave Miller, it's only his 2nd year with Fairmont, but his 11th overall, including his stint at Covington. He's 3-0 this year with the Firebirds. His overall record is 90-29. He had 5 perfect regular seasons as Covington's head coach, including a 43-game regular season winning streak. So Fairmont found an impressive replacement in Andrew Rockery, and really, if the Firebirds, I don't see why the Firebirds would get rid of him anytime soon. And Jeff, what has to happen for the Panthers to try to pick up a win tonight on the road?
Well, offensively first, they need to hold on to the football. 5 turnovers on the season so far is too high. Not incredibly too high, but it's still not a number you can.
Playing against playoff caliber teams,
especially if you want to win. Period. Burrow wants to have a chance in this game. They're gonna have to hold on to the football. And this Firebirds defense is always hungry for turnovers. Already 8 forced turnovers, a best in G-Walk. Keep third down manageable. It's the second one. 12-37 on the year is not good at all. Springboro offensive line needs to get a better push on the ball if they want to try and be better on third down tonight. If not, this Firebirds defense is going to take control of the game pretty quickly. And watch out for Trey Baker. The leader of the defense is involved on every single play. 15 solo tackles, 19 total, and an interception of the year are impressive stats. I couldn't stop raving about the kid last year. The quarterback and offensive line need to worry about this kid on the field. Then the play is going to probably end very quickly. Defensively, though, watch out for the pass. Even though the Firebirds have only attempted 3 passes the entire year, but talking with Coach Miller, he said that the team is excellent at passing. It is just that no team has been able to stop us on the run, so why do I need to expose a part of my playbook yet? Jesse DeGlow is the second one for Springboro's defense. Fairmont Jr. is on fire to begin the season. 160-plus yards in the last 2 games and 6 touchdowns on him. This offensive line for Fairmont is making big holes so this young man can run down the field. Very stout acceleration. If the Panthers want to try and stop this kid tonight, then their defensive line needs to plug up those holes, or there's going to be a lot of running tonight for the Firebirds. And Jared, what has to happen for the Firebirds tonight to stay undefeated on the year?
You got to keep going with what's working. Number 4 rushing offense in G-Walk, averaging nearly 340 yards a game on the ground and almost 6 yards a carry. The key to Fairmont's success is tonight has to be their offensive line. If this line can do what they've been doing all year for the Firebirds and get the Panthers' defensive line back a couple yards and get the separation, the running backs are going to be able to run all night. And defensively, I've thought about this all week, and Fairmont there isn't anything pressing that Fairmont really needs to work out for, so I guess the Firebirds' defense just needs to show up. The Firebirds have the number 2 overall defense, and G-Walk only allowing 188 total yards per game.
Incredible.
This defense shuts the game down, And with the lack of experience on the offensive line for the Panthers, this defensive line is going to get back there and it's going to rattle Cameron Roundtree for the Panthers. And, well, how do you think the game's going to come out tonight and why?
Well, last year, I know a lot of kids in my school. I went to Fairmont, and I wrote a story about how they need to wait for – they like the lasagna in the oven and not the microwave. And I think the lasagna is coming out of the oven a little more quickly than I thought. A 1-9 year, bouncing back with a 3-0 year. I think they're going to go 4-0. I'm going to go Fairmont tonight. They have just been so impressive this year. And on a stellar roll, I don't think it's going to be stouted, especially by what the Panthers have been showing.
I'm going to take the Firebirds, too. It went back and forth. I mean, granted, this game last year was a 28-20 win for Springboro, but that was with a brand-new head coach, Dave Miller, for the Firebirds. Now that he's got a year under his belt and got his place or his system instilled in the players that he wants to go, Springboro's lackluster play so far through 3 games is kind of disappointing if you're a Panthers fan. So, I mean, there's not much that Springboro can hang their hat on, and Fairmont, I think, could walk away with this game if Springboro doesn't keep it in check. Well, now it's time for the national anthem, so we'll throw it down to the band, and we'll be back after that for tonight's high school MVCC Game of the Week, powered by City Barbecue, week number 4, right here at Roush Stadium. It's over here now. All right, the band is clearing off the field. The football is lined up, and we are about ready for week number 4. As Fairmont won the toss and elected to defer to the second half, so Springboro, which will be all in white, will receive the ball at the right of your screen. Will be moving right to left in the first quarter, and Fairmont, you can see in the middle of your screen there, all in navy, will be kicking off.
Wow, that's number 15, Jesse DeGlow, to kick off.
Kicker, or the running back that we highlighted in our pregame, is on to kick off. And back deep to return for the Panthers is number 1, Willian Yates. So let's see how good DeGlow is at kicking off. And we are underway, week 4.
So bullet down the middle.
Fielded at about the 15. And a couple broken tackles, and that is number 14, Jared McCarthy, returning the ball out to the 39-yard line, and the Panthers have excellent starting field position here in their first possession of the game.
So a very solid return to start off the game here, and Cameron Roundtree is going to come out here and lead the Springboro offense. The senior taking over for, of course, Brady Melee from last year. Had a pretty good season.
Cameron Roundtree so far in the year is 40 out of 66 for 481 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. And the handoff goes off to number 22. That is Jacob Stamkopf. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play.
So, Trey Baker already racking up a pretty nice tackle.
And if everything's correct, that is Stamkopf's first rush of the year. Yates gets a screen pass to the outside. And Springboro, it'll be out to the 45.
Marquise Williams on the tackle.
It'll be 3rd and 1
The
coming up for the Panthers.
Junior yanked him out of bounds, and Willian Yates actually was a pretty good part of JV team last year for Springboro basketball.
This is where we highlighted the game where Springboro needs to work on. 12 of 37 on the year so far.
Short 3rd down, a 3rd and 2 actually. So Roundtree will make the call. Number 23, Peyton Standifer.
He has the first down, and he has a big hole. He's a shoelace tackle by number 24 for the Firebirds, Keyshawn Pate. But a huge run by Peyton Standifer.
And a very rare sight, Trey Baker missed the tackle there, going to the outside. Didn't get enough there. You see him in the middle linebacker position.
Roundtree back to pass. No, he runs up the field. He has a block to the outside. He runs into his own player, and he'll be about a yard short, maybe 2 of the first down.
Tackle by defensive end Ty Smith on that one. Roundtree, led by great blocking, almost got the first down there early.
He ran it. I think he would have had the first down if he didn't run into 88 of his own team, Max Legenkamp, trying to set a block, and he kind of missed the first down. Stanford gets a pitch to the outside, and he has the first down. Looks like tackle maybe to number 24 again, Pate. So far, Springboro's 2 for 2 on 3rd down. See here to City Barbecue replay. Excellent blocking out on the edge by the Panthers. First pass of the game out to number 84. Chris Hughes.
He's their leading receiver this year. 240 yards and 2 touchdowns, man. 290 yards, actually.
2nd and 5 from the 20, from the 19. Roundtree throws a swing pass to the outside to Yates. And Yates is brought down by number 1, Marquise Williams of the Firebirds.
And that's something those defensive backs for the Firebirds, all of them have in common, is great pursuit to the ball. They find the best angles to just zoom to wherever the ball is on the field.
And that was enough for the first down.
A great opening drive for the Panthers here, just marching down, which we've so rarely seen on the Firebirds offense this year. So interesting spread look on the defense.
Roundtree out to pass, throws it out to Hughes. Hughes makes one tackle miss, and Hughes will be brought down at the 5.
That was number 35, Jonas Smith on the tackle, the outside linebacker there. Interesting look. They had looked like 4 defensive backs lined up against the line of scrimmage, very spread out on the defensive side. Fairmont was. Happened to be a good thing because of that screen.
Fairmont calls a timeout, their first of the half. Probably, I mean, this defense is looking rattled so far. I mean, Springboro has been able, 6 or 7 plays, and they're already down at the goal line, basically.
They've absolutely surged down the field to open up the drive here.
Tonight's MVCC High School Football Game of the Week is being recorded by the Miami Valley Communications Council and media students from Kettering, Fairmont, and West Carrollton High Schools. Go to our website, mvcc.net, to find a schedule for rebroadcast of this and other games throughout the year. Catch tonight's game powered by City Barbecue on Spectrum Cable 21 or mvcc.net and use the hashtag CityBarbecueReplay.
So here we go. Fairmont's defense pinned up against their own goal line, trying to hold them off here. So this defensive line early has been easily manipulated by the offense, leading the Panthers to surge down the field on them. And here they are at the 5 on the threshold of scoring. So Roundtree will take the snap here. Snaps high, rolling out to the left.
Throws a bullet. It's at the 2, and he is knocked out of bounds by number, is that 24 again, Pate?
Yeah, 24, Pate. And Roundtree on the pass after the rollout was completely pulverized by the senior defensive end Ty Smith. Great job of getting outside there. Fairmont will put 5 defensive linemen up front. This look. Roundtree taking the snap again. Standifer on the other side of him. Hughes in motion.
He has the first down, and he has the touchdown.
And he broke right past Trey Baker to get into the end zone.
So the Panthers score first with 9:14 left on a 2-yard run by Peyton Standifer. I believe that is his first rushing touchdown of the year. Looks like number 99 for the Panthers, Connor Luxick, is on to attempt the extra point. Roundtree is the holder. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So Springboro leads 7-0 with 9:14 left in the first quarter of our Week 4 MVCC Game of the Week. It's going to be interesting to see how Fairmont reacts after this. I mean, in their first game of the year and they're up in their win against Alter, Alter went down and scored first, and then Fairmont had a 20-play, 19-minute drive.
Well, I think that kind of toughness and patience is what's instilled when Dave Miller's program, as you see him screaming on the field.
My, he is yelling. That is number 42.
Trey Baker.
Getting an earful.
He's taking coach's words on the chin. So there we go. Standiford with the first rushing touchdown of the year. He's actually their leading linebacker with 45 tackles. So let's see what he can do on the defensive end as Fairmont is going to get this kick. Going to be number 2, Ryan Hall back there, as well as
I think it's just 2 of them back there.
Okay.
The kick is up, and the kick is fielded at about the 3. Fairmont fakes the end around, and they're out to they'll stop them at the 17. So a 14-yard return on the kickoff by...
That's number 6, Kenan Burrows. He was the other one back there with Ryan Hall. So here we go. We'll see this ground and pound triple option Firebirds offense out here. And not the most exciting when they have the ball, but
no, they're not.
If it works, it works.
Right, they're not flashy. They don't have to be.
Very methodical.
So far, teams this year have not been able to stop it. Number 12, the quarterback, the coach's son, Braden Miller. Miller pitches out. Is that DeGlow?
That was a fake to DeGlow, and I think that's David Stamer. Yeah,
Number
David
26.
Stamer on the carry.
All right.
So fake to DeGlow and Stamer on the motion behind the play.
A gain of 8 on the play. Really, there's 4 people that are really running the ball this year for the Firebirds. It's Miller, number 12, number 15, DeGlow, 26 in Stamer, and 6 in Burrows. Those are the big ones that are going to be carrying the ball tonight.
Well, in Fairmont's offense, any one of those guys could get the ball at any given time.
Right. That's why it's hard to game plan against them. I mean, you got 5 people guarding the 5 offensive linemen. And Miller DeGlow, and DeGlow powers away for a first down. Somebody's helmet pops off on the play. That is number 14, Jared McCarthy. So he'll have to exit for one play.
And watching the junior play, as you can see on the City Barbecue replay, he just generates so much power in his thighs. And when he runs, he squares up and he just goes away.
Number 51 coming up limping for the Firebirds, Emmanuel Beatty.
It's just Bede.
Oh, Bede. A 6', 240-pound senior offensive lineman, so hopefully he's not missed that much on the offensive line.
Well, here we go. Braden Miller calling his team to the line.
DeGlow in the backfield. Looks like Stamer's set to the right, or the left side at the top of your screen, and Burrows is down here at the bottom. Miller hands off, fakes it, pitches out to Burrows. Burrows has a wide open gap.
A seam.
Burrows has a first down and out to the 45 for the Firebirds.
Well, Kenan Burrows, he was a very essential part of their offense last year. He did almost everything you could ask him to do.
he was maybe a couple inches from breaking that one off for a big touchdown run. Maybe if we could see a replay.
It's great football there by Kenan Burrows. You'll see the same sets from the Firebirds all day.
And,
Keep those three
they'll
other guys
take
in
the
the
play
back.
clock all the way down to 1 and hike it. It's at 5 already. And Miller keeps it for his first carry of the game and keeping his footwork, and he's out to the 50, a gain of 5.
He was 2 inches from the ground for about 3 seconds. Good effort by the quarterback, Braden Miller, as you see on the City Barbecue replay. Faked it to go up the middle.
Watch look how close his knee gets to the ground. And he drags it. Awareness to keep that up, and he drags it for a pickup of, well, they mark him off for a gain of 4. Play clock's already down to 7. Miller gets under center. Miller fakes the handoff, pitches out. That's Stamer? No, that's DeGlow.
Stamer with the stiff arm.
I was right the first time. They need to quit switching sides of which one they're lining up on.
He almost gets to the 30.
Another first down run for the Firebirds.
Stamer's going to be subbed out for an offensive lineman here.
You see this. Watch it. He makes one tackle miss right there, a stiff arm. That looked like number 22. That looked like that was Peyton Standifer. First and 10 from the 32. Oh,
And
Fairmont
get 'em.
had it, and I think Fairmont
And they
got
get
them.
him.
It's a free 5 yards for the Firebirds. Encroachment. Or neutral zone in violation.
So, great job of selling that right there.
That was awareness for the lineman to jump once he got over because Miller was not ready to hike the ball.
And when that little fake hut works, it's very effective.
Saw
3
Fairmont
yards.
use that a lot last year.
And that's just another way of controlling the clock.
Play clock's already down to 5. Miller under center, hikes. Hands off to
DeGlow.
DeGlow has one tackle broke.
Oh, my
He plows
goodness.
over another one, and he's first tackled by number 14, Jared McCarthy. And he's into the, well, that's the goal-to-go situation for the Firebirds at the 9. Watch this power run right here. DeGlow plows over McCarthy, and McCarthy has to drag him by his jersey to even keep him in reach.
And at 5'6", such a low center of gravity, and he uses that to his advantage. Oh, 5'10". Sorry, excuse me.
They say he stepped out at the 16, so.
Looks a lot smaller than 5'10".
Oh my, yes he does. Play clock's down to 5. Miller hikes it. Miller hands off to DeGlow up the middle, and DeGlow will be down to maybe the 12-yard line. If Fairmont ends up scoring on this drive, this will be their quickest time that they've scored all year. Play clock stopped. There it goes.
And they're just running it down still.
I mean, what? Yeah.
Taking their sweet time.
I mean, the less you run, the less mistakes you make, and the less time that Springboro can hold on to get the ball. Miller hikes at 4. Miller, did he fake the handoff? He does.
Did.
And he might be close to a first down. If not, it's a yard short.
A lot of bumping and pushing up at the line there.
I think he had to get to the 6, and I think they marked him out at the 7. It's 3rd and 1 to go.
So after the conflict in the trenches, they'll reassemble their formation. Go for this one again, perhaps to glow up the middle. I'm going to call this one.
It's either DeGlow or Miller, I think. It's going to have the name called on this one. DeGlow hands off. DeGlow has the first down, and he's down to the 2 for the Firebirds.
And pure stout power for DeGlow.
What is it, like 6 touches on this drive already?
It's fixing to be a good night for that young man. junior, who has already been so successful this season so far. 5.4 yards a run is the number for you.
It might go up tonight. I mean, he's had 2 huge runs already.
Well, 3 primary ball carriers all have above 5 yards a carry, so it's not something you see often from power running teams.
Not really. DeGlow gets the hand. No, Miller keeps it. Miller dives to the end zone, and he'll be down at the 1.
Got tackled by the shoe there, it looked like. That was number 65 that time for the Panthers, Cameron Piper.
It'll be second and goal from the 2. 2 yards to go. And it's just weird. Fairmont's standing there for almost 15 seconds, just letting the play clock run.
It's the way to control the game right there.
I mean, they don't even line up till 5 right now. And DeGlow gets the carry up the middle, and DeGlow is at like the half-yard line.
And so stopped by the middle of the Panthers defense right there.
Looks like number 51 with initial contact for the Panthers, Jack Hauk.
And perhaps the most effective person on that Panthers defense, number 65. You saw him straight to the quarterback. That's his instinct there. Cameron Piper came up big on a few plays ago, tripping Braden Miller, but he has 4 sacks in the season, which is among the top of the GWalk ranks.
Third and goal from the half-yard. And you hear both sides get up and get loud. Fairmont wants the touchdown. Springboro wants to stop. Miller hikes. Miller hands off to DeGlow. DeGlow up the middle, and DeGlow gets the touchdown on a half-yard run.
That's the 8th one of the season for the junior. And it's looking to be tied early. An MVCC game of the week. Number 4. 2:46 left to go. Fairmont with the touchdown.
It's Fairmont's quickest scoring drive on the year, I believe. He watched the linemen did their job on that play. They got up and pushed the Panthers into the end zone. An easy way for DeGlow. And is he on to attempt the extra point? It looks like DeGlow's on to kick the extra point.
Not.
Oh, it's not to him. Well, it's up, and it is good, and we're tied at 7 with 2:46 left in the game, or in the first quarter. So, evaluate each team's first drive. Springboro kind of did what I thought they would, and Springboro's done that in all their first drives, is opened the game with a score. But Fairmont surprised me. Fairmont scored a little bit quicker than what I thought they would have.
Oh, they played tough. They played established, and I have a feeling that's what they're going to do. They're going to control the game clock, and the tougher they get on defense is the better they are as a team.
Yeah, I mean, their offense is virtually flawless. I mean, they're just shoring up a few things on the edge of the defense.
Once you get a system down, man,
Oh, yeah, Fairmont will be within 2 to 3 years where Miller can have this team where he wants them and have his own players up into the system. Fairmont will be a great team. And now we have 23 on to kick for the Firebirds. 93.
That's Asher Rom.
Asher Rom. Why did he not do the opening kickoff?
Junior.
Was he not dressed?
I had no clue.
Is Fairmont going for no, Fairmont's going for a squib.
Oh, wow, it slips back. Oh,
And
my
it's
God, it's
still a
still
live
not
ball.
recovered.
And it looks like number 30 and number 20.
That's going to be at the 24.
Tim Keesday and Brent Irbies. So 1st and 10 from the 24 for the Springboros, or for the Panthers as well. They'll start their second drive of the game.
Roundtree's going to take the snap, hand off to Standifer.
Standifer has wide open in front of him, and he'll be close to a first down.
And the middle of this Fairmont defense looks really gooey.
I know.
Very soft.
From when I watched the Fairmont Alter game, they give him enough for a first down. The middle of the rush defense was where the Firebirds were solid. It was the outside. Outside pass goes caught to number 13. That is Eric Myers. And Eric Myers is brought down by 42, Trey Baker.
What I'm seeing is the defense being stretched out by the typical Springboro scheme, I think.
Right. Receiver at the top and bottom. And then you have in this case, it's number 1, William Yates, that'll be running from top to bottom.
Well, yeah, it's something that they don't really see a lot in high school football is 2 slot receivers, and Springboro does that quite a bit.
Stanford gets the carry up the middle. Stanford makes 1 tackle miss, and he's close to the 50-yard line, out to the 47.
That's Pate with the tackle, but that will not stop a first down. It's already 2 first down here.
2 plays, 2 first downs.
So here we go. You see 2 receivers in the slot, a 4-receiver set.
Roundtree back to pass. No, he's looking to scramble. Roundtree's coming up, and he's hit hard by number 11 by the Firebirds. You want to take a stab at that one, number 11?
That's Hafiz Agakume.
Number 11.
Hafiz Agakume.
Number 11 with the tackle.
The senior outside linebacker.
It's only a gain of 2, so excellent open field tackle by number 11, Agakume. I apologize if we butcher anybody's name.
And usually plays linebacker, but they're utilizing his dual position skills. Yeah.
Roundtree quick pass out. That looks like number 84.
Chris
Hughes, and he'll be close to a first down. It'll be 3rd and short.
Tackled by number 1, Marquise Williams. Roundtree and the Panthers moving the ball with ease the first 2 drives. Let's see if they can convert this 3rd down. Only 3rd and 1.
Well, you got to wonder if Fairmont might be tired. I mean, Springboro runs a no-huddle offense. Stanford goes up the middle. Stanford has a first down. He fumbles the ball, so it will not be a first down.
Good play.
And it looked like Yates recovered it for the Panthers.
And Agakume and Baker ganging up for that one right there.
It'll be 4th and 1. And Springboro's going for it. Let's see. They have not spotted the ball yet, so they hike it. Stanford up the middle. Stanford has the first down. Out to the 40 of the Firebirds.
Tackle by Agakume. Good 4th down conversion with the first down clock, or the first quarter clock ticking down.
14.2 seconds left. Let's see if Springboro even hikes the ball. Springboro might not hike it. Well, they will with 5 seconds left.
Roundtree handoff to Yates.
Yates has the ball, and Yates is tackled. Maybe he gets the line of scrimmage.
Jonas Smith on the tackle that time. Chasing him to the outside.
And that'll be it for the first quarter in our MVCC game of the week. Fairmont and Springboro tied up at 7. A lot of explosive plays in that first quarter.
Yeah.
Especially coming out of the Springboro Panthers.
Yeah, so far it looks to be like an offensive game with the Firebirds still controlling the clock with ease, but can't seem to stop anything in the middle of the defense, really not looking like it's been all season. So we'll see what if there are any adjustments made going into the second quarter. Very good turnout for tonight's MVCC game of the week. Both stands more filled than you usually see. Just a normal regular season show-out.
Well, hell, the Firebirds are 3-0. They haven't been 3-0 since before we were born.
And here we go.
I mean, I wonder if they're still riding off the momentum from the win against Alter. I mean, they hadn't done that since 2004.
Yeah, that's definitely should be exhilarating, this group of players this year.
And the state poll, first poll came out for the state today. Fairmont, number 9 in the state. So they've got to be happy about that, too. Stanford gets the carry to the left and maybe gains 2-3 on the play.
Just showing more and more stubbornness as the game goes on by the Fairmont defense, but still just not enough.
Roundtree back to pass. Roundtree
Gets outside
going
the pocket.
deep, intended for number 86, and poked away by number 2 of the Firebirds.
Ryan Hall, perhaps the most effective defensive back on this Fairmont team. The junior has just been so
3 interceptions against Hamilton in week 2.
impressive is the word I would use for him.
4th and 7, and let's see what Springboro does here. It looks like they're set to go for it, but Springboro looks a little bit confused and they don't know what to do. Roundtree has 3 receivers to the bottom, 2 to the top. Roundtree's just going to pooch punt. And it will land at the 20, and that is where the Firebirds will start this drive. 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 11:18 left.
And very good awareness by the senior leader of that secondary saying,
Just
don't
get away.
touch it. Yeah,
get
don't
away.
touch it. You see Kasan Pate back there waving
that's
off the punt.
That's an interesting way to go for the punt.
Yeah.
I mean, put 5 receivers out there like you're going to run the play, and hopefully it bounces off one of the Firebirds and becomes a live ball.
Good awareness, though, by the Firebirds secondary. And Braden Miller is back out here.
And granted, you probably got every coach in person on the sideline yelling punt. Miller fakes the handoff, now pitches out to Stamer, that looks like.
Oh, that's Barrows.
Oh, that's Burrows. I saw Stamer standing off to the edge.
Kenan Burrows rushes for what looks like 1 there. I don't think they'll mark it as. I think they'll mark it as none.
None. 2nd and 10.
So a compelling storyline for the Firebirds this year is Coach's son, Braden Miller, taking the helm for Miles Johnson, who went over to Northmont and is now the GWalk leader in passing yards, actually.
Right, he is having a very successful season.
So interesting turnaround. Left for Northmont because of the system. This wasn't passing enough for him.
Miles is a passing offense, or Miles is a passing quarterback, and Miller didn't want to pass the ball as much as what Miles Johnson wants to throw it, so he transferred out, which you're allowed to under a first-year head coach.
Yeah.
And not lose any eligibility.
Is that a rule, actually?
I believe so. And now he's leading Northmont to a 3-1 record.
Yeah.
As they won in their Thursday night game last week in dominating fashion over Butler, 48-13. Wow. And this play clock is down to 8 already, as we've come to expect. Braden Miller keeps the ball. He goes up the middle, and he'll be back to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Oh, they might give him an extra yard, maybe 3rd and 9.
Yeah, here's this interesting scenario for the Firebirds. They haven't faced much this season yet. Those 3rd and longs for them is pretty tricky.
Are we going to see a pass?
Yeah.
Are we going to see a pass?
Yeah, apparently, according to Miller, they can pass the ball.
Ryan Hall has checked into the game. I have not seen him in the game at all for offense yet.
Oh, yeah, he's been out there
he has?
as a receiver for a few plays.
Well, look at the separation he has on number 14, McCarthy, down here at the bottom of the screen.
He's known as a target now, especially after those 3 picks on defense.
You know he can go up and get the ball.
So let's see what they do. Braden Miller keeps it. And maybe gains 2 or 3 on the play, so it'll be 4th and long. And definitely a punt coming for the Firebirds. Yeah, an Ohio State-like choice there to keep it with the quarterback up 3rd and 9. 4th and 7 now. Should see.
Well, I was doing some notes for this game, and I come across the video on YouTube of this. There's this coach in Arkansas, never punts the ball. He's been there 12 years, never punts the ball once. He'll go for a 4th and 19 on his own 5.
That saves a little recruitment, I guess. Ryan Hall with the punt
end over end punt with a rolling bounce.
So good net punt there.
And a good return so far by number 11 for the Panthers. That is
Josh Collins.
Collins.
So pretty solid return from back to the 21 to the 39. Oh, they're going to mark it at the 40, actually.
Well, back to that no punting thing. The coach was interviewed and said, well, it's a 50-50 chance you're going to get the first down. I mean, if you want to look at it that way, but just some of the stuff he does. I mean, he runs trick plays all the time, but he don't call them trick plays. And they onside kick until they're up 21 points. Well, they've won 3 straight Division 2A titles for Arkansas, so I guess he's doing something right. Standifer with a stiff arm, but upended. That's Baker. And then it looks like number 27, Trayvon, Gaston pushes him out of bounds. 2nd and 7 as the clock winds. It is close to 8.5 minutes left. Well, the clock is not winding. He got pushed out of bounds.
So Roundtree's going to take a here.
Roundtree fakes the pass. He throws it to Yates across the middle. Yates has the first down and more. It'll be a foot race to the end
Yates
zone.
has a seam. Oh, my goodness. He changes direction.
It'll be close, and Yates will not have a touchdown. No, he does.
Though his knee was clearly down at the 2. Trayvon Gaston came from behind and took him down just in time for the touchdown.
They're going to call it a touchdown on the field.
Wow.
Maybe if we can see replay, especially at the end of that, slow it down a little bit, see if his knee was actually down or not.
So Yates changes direction. He's a very electrifying playmaker there.
And the Springboro student section is getting into this game up 7 now. Well, 6, pending Luxick's extra point. Snaps out, kick is up, and it is drilled.
That was a very powerful extra point.
Right.
So 14 points for the Panthers, and take advantage after the Firebirds had the punt. So now it's 14-7 Panthers.
8.5 minutes left. Enough for Fairmont, I guess. Well, Fairmont scored their first touchdown in 6 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see how Dave Miller's coaching up his his offense now.
Yeah, definitely some strong words have to be floating around in that huddle. Maybe Springboro's showing us that they're underrated this game, man. They're coming out and making a statement early. Scoring on 2 out of the 3 first drives. And defense holding up on the second drive against Fairmont. Definitely establishing themselves early on.
Now it'll be Fairmont's third chance with the hold of the ball. Luxick on to kick off for the Panthers. Oh, no, that is number 39.
Matthew DePore, freshman kicker.
Well, I want to see Luxick kick. The way he kicked that extra point, he could probably put it in the back of the end zone. And this kick is up.
It's a pretty solid kick that's fielded by Ryan Hall, who hands off to Burrows. And Burrows is still going, and he goes all the way to the 28.
That would have been a situation where I think Ryan Hall should have kept that one.
Yeah.
Ryan Hall, I mean, he's over here by himself at the 45 just standing. But, I mean, the way you call it up, it looked how the defense or how the blocking looks first when you get the ball. So, I mean, 1st and 10 from the 27.
So here we go. Going to see if they can get a more initial success here. Last time, the first play didn't go well, and then the whole drive kind of fell apart.
False start, and then yeah. So if you're Fairmont, you gotta keep the penalties. You gotta have the refs keep the penalties in their pocket. Miller out to pass, and somehow Stamer holds on to the ball and being hit hard by number 11, Josh Collins.
So here we go, 4 for 4 now for Braden Miller on the season.
That is just heads up by. I mean, I'm surprised Stamer held on to the ball with that hit come in like that. Whew.
I was wondering if they were going to pull out a pass there. It was the perfect timing.
It was. Now let's see if they do it again.
Well, right now they're going at their pace. They're 1 pass a game. So,
fourth. Well, they went 2 for 2 in the other game.
Jesse DeGlow.
And DeGlow has the first down. They were 2 for 2 against Milford last game. Enough for a first down to move the change out to the 44-yard line, 43-yard line.
So Miller patiently pacing the offense, perhaps. 10 seconds to go. Play clock. Taking chunk by chunk out.
Miller gets the ball, hands off. No, he fake. DeGlow keeps it up the middle. I believe, was that the glow up the middle?
Yeah, that was.
Okay. I wonder, I mean, if you're the coach's son, do you have a lot more pressure on your shoulders, especially leading his team?
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, if he makes a mistake, he gets it from the coaching aspect and the father aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, you might
Double
think
the trouble.
Yeah, you might think the butt chewing's done once you leave the field, but if you got to ride home with him.
Well, if you watch the kid, it's not really apparent.
True.
He's been very cool and composed over the first 3 games starting the season, and he's a 3-0 as a starting quarterback. So I'm imagining a dad and coach is pretty happy.
3rd and 5 from the 49 with 6:15 left in the first half.
And they're going to bring on 2 receivers for 3rd and 5.
Decoys.
You see at the top of your screen.
Decoys.
Chase Fugate and Ryan Hall.
Look at the separation on the two. They're like, well, they're not going to throw it. Miller keeps it, pitches out. Oh, fumble. It's a live ball, and Miller gets back on it. Well, no. The Panthers pick it up. Number 23, Peyton Standifer.
Number 29 comes up with it.
Gillespie. And then
number 29 comes up with it.
Oh, it's
Andrew
29?
Weidman.
Okay. So far, not good possessions back-to-back by the Firebirds. It looks like they're coming apart at the seams a little bit. Now, if you're the defense, you have to hold the Panthers and not give up anything.
Yes, indeed, especially with the Firebirds offense designed. They're designed to have the lead and keep it. They're not
designed to
come back. Yeah.
Roundtree keeps the ball up the middle, and Roundtree tackled by the shoestring.
So number 42 there, Trey Baker getting on some more action. And just like we said earlier, the middle of the Firebirds defense is really going to have to step up here. And Roundtree and Standifer in the backfield.
Pass to the outside, and it's incomplete.
Very good coverage there. Number 24, Kason Pate.
Third and long here for the Panthers. The Firebirds defense needs to get up, or they need to get a stop. Roundtree back to pass. Roundtree rolling through the pocket. No, he is tackled. That is number
52, Joey Drake.
Oh, that was Drake.
Ty Smith with the excellent penetration around the end, as you can see on the City Barbecue replay.
Drake barely gets a hand on him, but it looks like he hits his foot and makes him trip over himself.
Perhaps almost a game-saving play right there. Joey Drake, very good awareness.
So far, it looks like the turnover's not going to cost the Firebirds. But it looks like the Panthers are up to go for it. Play clock's at 5, but let's see if they just punt like they did the last time.
They have a lot of confidence in their offense.
They're going for it. Roundtree going back to pass. Roundtree has a wide open,
he
and
has
he has a first down.
He has a straight line to the end zone. Chris Hughes will get it.
Chris Hughes will get a touchdown. There's no laundry on the field.
That's 3rd touchdown of the year for Chris Hughes. He's been a senior. He's been by far the most effective receiver for Springboro ever since Kovacs and Tischler left last year. So number 99.
Luxick on the kick. Kick is up, and it is good. And Springboro leads 21-7 with 4:16 left in the first half. Definitely not what we thought would come out of this game.
Yeah, not pretty, but if the Firebirds go up and score here, it's going to be beyond their system a little bit. Only 4 minutes left on the clock. So let's see if they can rush what seems to be their method. The Firebirds coming out for the return right now. It's going to be very interesting to see what Dave Miller changes at halftime. But as of right now, it's still a 2-score game. So freshman Matt DePore out right here to kick off. Ryan Hall and Kenan Burrows back to return.
You almost got Fairmont's going to have to get a turnover in the second half to maybe get the momentum back in their thing, or they're going to have to score and not let Springboro have any time left. Hall gets the ball at the 2. Hands off to Burrows. Burrows making a couple people miss, and he's out to the 15, maybe the 16.
And it looked like Ryan Hall probably could have kept that one again, too.
Another questionable
flag thrown out in the field. I didn't see any penalties there.
I didn't see anything, but let's see what the refs.
To see what they're going to call here.
If they're pointing, it looks like they're pointing at Fairmont. No flag on the play. I didn't even see anything that would have called a questionable flag.
Someone needs to tuck their flag a little bit better.
Right. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Fairmont has 4:09 left in this first half and 2 timeouts to try to muster something and cut this 14-point deficit. I mean, they will get the ball to start the second half, so.
Going outside their comfort zone here. Only 4 minutes left. They got a big chunk of a field to go.
74 yards.
Braden Miller handoff to Jesse DeGlow and didn't make a lot of progress there. And there's no way that's a fumble.
No, the refs already signaled he was down by contact. It was a gain of 3 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 7.
Good awareness in the run game shown by the Panthers, and you can tell they watched their tape this week. City Barbecue replay. The outside, all the defensive ends staying home. Cornerback reaching in there at the last second.
Second and 7, 3.5 minutes left.
And they're still going to drain the clock. They're not.
If anything, they don't want to let Springboro have a chance in the rest of this half.
Yeah, they're really not going outside themselves here.
Miller keeps it, pitches out to DeGlow. No, that's Burrows. Burrows has wide open field.
That's actually Ryan. Oh,
number 3.
That's Jake Perkins, the forgotten man.
Who switched to linebacker and safety late last year, and he gets a carry, a big first down run, moving the ball out to the 35.
And that's their secret weapon, perhaps. They just threw him in there. And Perkins is going to stay in the game, coming in for Stamer, where Stamer's spot usually is.
Play clock's at 5. Miller's under center. They're going to have to hike this. So they do. Perkins gets the pitch to the outside. Perkins makes 2
Perkins
people
again!
miss. Perkins has a hold
He's
of the
going.
outside edge.
He has a seam.
It'll be a foot race. Perkins stops, still going on his feet, and he's down to the 30. No, he's down to the 19, 18-yard line of the Firebirds. An impressive run by Jake Perkins.
And just when you thought the forgotten man had transferred to Wayne.
2.
Before this game, he has 2 rushes
tackles
for 22 rushing yards.
4. Finally, number 9 for the Panthers. Lucas Etheridge pulls them down, or at least just gets in front of him to get other Panthers there to tackle him.
Jake Perkins was the X factor they needed here late in the second.
2.5 minutes left now. A score is a little bit more.
Yeah, and all of a sudden we go from
Fairmont being almost out of this game to Fairmont being right back in it. DeGlow gets the carry. DeGlow's down to the 15.
And it almost looks like he's playing the same role Darnell Boulware played at the beginning of last season. That fullback who just gets in the teeth of the D. And Perkins, we're going to see Perkins, I think, stay in for the rest of the game here.
At least the rest of this half. A minute 45 left.
There shouldn't be any changes. Almost no one else on this football team can do what he just did.
No. Play clock's down to 10. Miller finally puts his mouthpiece in. I think that's a false start by the Firebirds. Unless they got the timeout called. Timeout. Springboro. Springboro actually called timeout. So the minute and a half left. 2nd and 7 from the 15. Fairmont Fairmont on the edge of scoring another possible touchdown. And this is something that you've seen Bill Belichick and the Patriots succeed at so much, is scoring last in the first half and scoring first in the second half. That's why you defer. If you win the kickoff, you defer to the second half.
It's going to be really interesting here to see what Miller changes in the second half.
It has to be something defensively. His offense is working. It's the defense. There's a few missed tackles.
Well, they just can't seem to stop him. The middle of the defense has been so stout this season is really gooey soft. They're giving up a lot of stuff. We'll see what they can do. First, you got to score. You have to score this touchdown.
Here. Do you
Second
see a
and
possible
7.
pass coming out?
Yeah, definitely.
Go 2 for 2 in this game again.
Potentially see a pass. And it's always in the same formation, man. They keep those two guys out wide that are almost posed as tight ends. They do the play action straight to them.
So a minute and a half left. Springboro comes out of their timeout. Now Fairmont comes out of their respected huddle. Jake Perkins is on to the right side.
And play clock will run as this possession starts.
Miller fakes the handoff, goes up the middle, and might have enough for a first down.
Game clock at 1:20 now.
So it's not a first down. It's 3rd and 1. So Fairmont has to quickly get this 1 yard. This is no doubt either a DeGlow carry up the middle or a Miller sneak up the middle. Miller keeps it. Miller up the first down. Miller has a touchdown.
Miller has the touchdown. Busting through number 14 for Springboro, Jared McCarthy's tackle.
Braden Miller on a 10-yard quarterback keeper as he calls his own number and cuts the deficit now 21-13, pending the extra point coming.
And that is his first touchdown of the year. The very young leader of this team, Braden Miller.
That's his first rushing touchdown?
That's his first rushing touchdown of the year.
My. I thought he's had one, at least one.
DeGlow's been doing all the heavy work. Yeah. So 58.6 seconds left, and I think the Panthers are going to run the clock out once they get it, don't you think, Jared?
Most likely. Kick is up and good. But it'll be interesting. Springboro has the advantage to throw that deep ball or just a little screen pass out to Yates, and Yates can take it 60 yards. So it'll be interesting to see. Or if you're Fairmont, Springboro's not expecting an onside kick. You get the onside kick and you just sit on the ball and then come back out on the half and have all momentum on your side.
Well, I think Fairmont, to show pride in his defense, I think they're going to kick it off here.
I don't know.
If I'm Miller, I'm going into halftime telling those guys, be confident, be you.
Yeah, end the game. If you want to have momentum for your defense, end the half on a few good tackles.
So Springboro's receiving team coming out here. Fairmont about to break their huddle. What are you expecting as far as halftime adjustments go?
I think Fairmont's going to have to move a few people around on the defensive line, move some more people down in the middle of that defensive line to shore up. Right now, Springboro is attacking that middle, and it's going for big gains. And offensively, maybe throw a couple more passes. I don't know. Springboro, they're playing a decent game. They're just a few big plays they've given up. And a squib kick down to the middle, and it's
The same thing happened again.
Willian Yates picks it up at the 15. Willian Yates making a couple moves. Willian Yates is at the 50.
And he's racing.
He's at the 40.
And Ryan Hall almost has him.
The 30, the 20, and
Ryan
Yates
Hall
is
gets him
tackled
down.
at the, let's see where the ref marks him down, the 20. No, the 18 is where the Springboro, 17 is where the Panthers will start this drive.
And their young playmaker, Willian Yates, is making it happen as you hear the chants from the opposing student section, as you can see on the City Barbecue replay.
Nice come from behind tackle by Ryan Hall, but 44.8 seconds left. That is not what you wanted the
He
Firebirds
just takes
defense
the
to
seam
handle.
and runs with it. You saw that little hint of quickness last year in the JV games for Springboro. And only a sophomore showing very encouraging
That is not what
flashes.
Dave Miller wants his defense to go through in the final 45
Not at
seconds
all.
of this half.
They need to have control there.
Roundtree throws a pass to the outside to Yates, and Yates just trips on the an incomplete pass.
Yeah, he dropped the ball right there.
I was watching number 2 come across the field and about to hit him, but then I think he
that-
saw it too.
I think this half has been less about the failure of Fairmont's defense and more about the success of Springboro's offense, spreading them out and really taking away those two middle linebackers, Jonas Smith and Trey Baker, who have been so successful and everywhere this year. They're kind of spread out. And so you can take advantage and run it up the middle with those little inside zones out of the shotgun.
Roundtree rolling back to his right. Roundtree looking to go
Trey
past.
Baker almost gets him.
Roundtree.
Everybody almost getting him, and Roundtree breaks that tackle.
And he might have a first down.
Kason Pate, the smallest guy on the defense, finally making the tackle there for Fairmont Firebirds. You can see on the replay, Roundtree just ducking and dubbing all those tackles. Trey Baker, nope. Number 28, Colton Smith, nope.
Pate,
Marquise
nope.
Williams, nope. And Pate finally comes up and upends him in the last second.
Timeout on the field. Springboro
3rd and 3. Springboro is going to try to score here.
with 26.1 seconds left.
And nothing is guaranteed here in the goal line, so Fairmont shouldn't lose its composure.
No.
But you really need to tighten up. Make those tackles, man. I imagine that's what's going on down there in the huddle.
Tonight's MVCC High School Football Game of the Week is sponsored by Miami Valley Adapted Sports. MVAS is a Paralympic sports club that provides recreational and competitive sporting opportunities for individuals with physical disabilities. Visit MiamiValleyAdaptedSports.org for more information. Check out MVCC.fans for real-time live scores of our MVCC Game of the Week games. Engage now at MVCC.fans. Coming out of Springboro's timeout, 3rd and 3 from the 9. 26.1 seconds left in the half.
The senior Roundtree, who just had that very impressive run, will lead his offense back out in a spread formation like they have been all night.
Roundtree throwing it to the end zone. Hughes, way too much air under it, and he throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, a little too far for Hughes there.
4th and 3. There, and here comes the kicking unit.
And they went onto the field, man.
And now coach is pulling them back.
Pulling everybody back. I think he's going to call a timeout here.
Springboro calls their last time out of the game, or half. So it'll be interesting to see the last few seconds here, 21.5. And Fairmont's trying to keep this under a 10-point game.
Definitely, and I think the man who needs to step up here is number 42. You've seen him all over the field today, and I think he just needs to be the teeth of that defense. The guy who gets up and makes those 4-yard runs stay at 4-yard runs, and that hasn't been getting done today. I think the sophomore needs to step up a little bit and acknowledge his role of the leader of the defense.
Which is hard. How do you lead a defense as a sophomore in GWalk?
We'll see. He's done a pretty good job of it the last 2 years. Trey Baker, as you see.
4th and 3, and the Panthers are going for it.
It's a big, huge drive for Fairmont defense.
Standifer gets the pitch. Standifer has the first down, but Springboro is out of timeouts. So
number 35, Jonas Smith with the tackle, and clock should be running.
They had to spot the
reset,
first
yeah.
down. But there's a flag. Let's see what the flag is. Personal foul against the Panthers, so that'll back them up 15.
And that about puts the nail in this 4th down. I don't think they're going for it anymore.
No, it's a question of was it after the first down or not? It is not after the first down. So 4th and a lot.
A lot.
4th and 13. So it looks like Luxick will come onto the field, maybe? Nope. Roundtree staying out on the field.
And they're going to try to get this first down. They're going to try to get this touchdown.
4th and 13. They don't have to get a touchdown. They can pick the first down up at the 8. Roundtree in shotgun formation. Throws a bullet to the end zone and incomplete. Fairmont will take over with 13.3 seconds left from their own 21.
And I have no doubt in my mind Miller's going to.
One knee.
Yeah.
And you're going to go into the half and regroup.
I have no doubt in my mind Miller's going to kneel this one.
Which this series is an excellent one for the Firebirds to come back and highlight later in the game. No points for the Panthers.
Oh, and that's a first down.
Okay, so the first down was after the play.
All right.
So 2nd and long.
So now that's a renewal of downs there.
Roundtree back to pass again. Roundtree gonna run it, tuck it and run.
And Roundtree has a lane.
Roundtree has a first down, so the ball or the clock will stop.
And he goes steaming in to Trayvon Gaston, the senior. Made the stop.
Springboro has to spike it quickly if they want to try and get their field goal unit on there or throw a quick shot at the end zone.
The clock.
And Fairmont calls a timeout.
What?
Questionable call. Well, the ref just signaled timeout, Fairmont. There we go. Yeah. If I'm Miller, I'm not calling that timeout.
Yeah, that's.
The clock starts right when the refs spike it.
Okay. So questionable call there by Dave Miller.
So
maybe have a spy coming out of the half. That was some pretty big runs ripped off there by Roundtree. And you got it all comes back to the middle linebacker, Trey Baker, man.
I'm still questioning the timeout. I mean, now you give Springboro, their kicker got to do one warm-up kick on the sideline, and now he's out there warming up his leg. I mean, it'll be a 21-yard field goal from the left hash. Snaps good, holds good, kicks up, and kick is
that's good.
Good. So with no, kick goes through as time expires. So Springboro leads 24-14 over the hometown Firebirds at the half. A lot of stuff that you can question if you're the Firebirds defensively. It'll be interesting to see what they come out and work on in the second half.
Yeah, they have to tighten up that defense. It has to become more stubborn if they're going to look to win this game. No doubt about that, Jared. I think something Dave Miller needs to work on is not giving up so many runs
to the quarterback.
Yeah, to the quarterback. And nonetheless, that middle definitely has to come together. It definitely has to tighten up over halftime.
Well, it looks like Springboro's band's ready to perform, so we'll toss it down to the bands for the halftime show, and we'll be back after that.
The Kettering Fairmont Marching Firebirds would like to congratulate the Springboro Marching Band and their director, Nick Palmer, on a fine show this evening. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the marching Firebirds welcome the Fairmont High School class of 2022 to the field. These 147 students make up the 8th grade bands of Van Buren and Kettering Middle Schools and are part of more than 900 students participating in the band program district-wide. We get things started tonight with a tune that was a huge hit for Fall Out Boy in 2015. The song prominently features theme music from the television series The Munsters and lyrics celebrating the character actress Uma Thurman, famous for her films such as Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill. Here we go with our rendition of Uma Thurman. We continue tonight's performance with a classic Ohio rock tune. This song was first recorded by the McCoys and was inspired by a woman named Dorothy Scoop, who was a native of Springboro, Ohio. She had a career as a singer in the 1950s and used the name Snoopy as a stage name. Dorothy Scoop passed away years ago in Mississippi, but her song will long live in the hearts of Buckeye fans everywhere. We close tonight's show with Hang On Scooby! Firebirds for their participation in tonight's halftime show. We would also like to thank our middle school band directors, Krista Burning, Polly Maldonado, Dan Navarra, and Bryce Newton for preparing these students for tonight's performance. On the field are 407 Firebird students representing the Perry City Schools Band program. We sincerely hope that started at 3:45 and features 19 bands, with Fairmont taking the field at 8 p.m. Some of the top marching bands in Ohio will be participating, including Beaver Creek, Lakota West, Centerville, and of course our own marching Firebirds. We hope to see you there.
All right, welcome back to our MVCC high school football game of the week number 4. The visiting Springboro Panthers currently lead 24-14 over the hometown Firebirds. Some quick first half stats. Jeff, if you want to read Fairmont's first.
Indeed, Jared. Passing Braden Miller, 1 for 1 with 8 yards, that one reception to David Stamer. Stamer, 3 attempts for 15 yards rushing. Miller has 7 attempts for 32 yards rushing and a touchdown. DeGlow ran 11 times for 50 yards and a touchdown. Perkins, the big second half secret weapon, for a second quarter secret weapon, 2 attempts for 63 yards, ripping off big chunks there. Time of possession was 15:02, as you expect from Fairmont. So some pretty good numbers rushing, and that's exactly what you expected.
And quick for the Panthers, Eric Myers has 1 catch for 3 yards. William Yates 2 for 65 and a touchdown. Chris Hughes 4 catches, 54 yards and a touchdown. Roundtree is 7 of 12 for 122 yards and 2 TDs. Myers has 1 attempt rushing for 3 yards. Yates 2 attempts for 5 yards. Roundtree 6 attempts for 34 yards, and Stanford 10 attempts for 68 yards and a touchdown. Time of possession for the Panthers is 8:58. 11 first downs for the Panthers, 9 for the Firebirds. So a little bit surprising in that category.
Now, what are you expecting here from the Panthers offense?
The Panthers offense, I think they have to just keep doing what they're doing. I mean,
Exactly.
It has them a 10-point lead on the road against the undefeated team so far in Kettering Fairmont. And what do you think Fairmont? I mean, what do you think Fairmont worked on defensively?
Defensively is definitely getting that middle of the field, a term that I've used 2 times, I believe, in this game so far. Gooey, getting that more hard.
I've heard that a few times.
So they just have to be more stubborn, honestly, in giving up those yards. I realize it can be hard in that shotgun formation that Springboro constantly runs, but you have to keep that middle of the field stout.
And DePore's kick to open the second half will be fielded by Ryan Hall at the 2. Ryan Hall running hard out to the 20, and he'll be tackled at about the 20 is where the Firebirds will start this drive.
Good effort shown by Hall on that kick return. And this is why Miller chose to defer and to come out in a situation where they're still in this game, even though they're down by 2 scores.
But it'll be interesting to see how the Firebirds come out in this second half. I mean, do they pass the ball? I mean, they're down 10, something they haven't seen themselves all year. At most, they've been down at one point with 6 against Alter in week 1.
Right, so let's see how they react. This is a very good test for this Fairmont team.
Especially heading into conference play the rest of the season.
So Braden Miller handoff to DeGlow up the middle.
And DeGlow will be out across the 25, out to the 26.
Looks like about 6 yards there. So DeGlow is on pace for another 100-yard rushing day. Already with a touchdown here also. That totals 8 touchdowns on the season. Along with about 443 rushing yards so far through the first half.
Miller back under center. They hiked it before 10. DeGlow gets the handoff out the middle. DeGlow is out to the 40 for a big second down run for the Firebirds.
DeGlow taking the blows. Picked up a nice piece of yardage. And an essential part of the Fairmont offense is the inside run. That has to be utilized correctly. And
so far, the first 2 plays, it has been.
Yeah, when you're ripping off those kind of big yardage runs going inside the defense, it kind of tightens them up for those motion pitches. They also like the run, so here we go. Braden Miller bringing down the offense once again.
DeGlow gets the carry up the middle. DeGlow is through out to the 45.
He's off of his feet.
At the 46.
And he gets body slammed. That's going to be a flag. It should be.
There is no flag on the field. A questionable no call by the refs.
That was unnecessary roughness if I've ever seen it.
So another 6-yard run, though, on first down.
And DeGlow ripping off big pieces of yardage inside. And already 2 minutes almost off the clock already within 4 plays.
Late substitution onto the field for the Firebirds, number 76, Jacob Childers, a junior offensive lineman.
So going with a power formation, no doubt here.
And I bet DeGlow's going to get it up the middle. DeGlow gets it. No, I think Miller follows him up the middle for a first down. Another first down for the Firebirds into Springboro territory now.
And this is how you do it. Oh, Fairmont ground and pound 101.
But, I mean, they have to keep in the back of their minds. They're down 10. They're not tied or down 1 score.
And see, I don't know. I think that's Dave Miller's strategy. I don't think they're
don't look
thinking.
At the scoreboard.
Yeah, I don't think they're thinking about the fact that they're down 10. I think they're thinking about the fact that they're still in this game. They can win the way they want, and that's up to their defense if they can do that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Firebirds' defense comes out.
So no change on offense, but there is going to have to be a gigantic change on defense, and we both knew that going into the end of first half.
Miller hands off to DeGlow up again, and DeGlow gets down to the 45, so another 5-yard run.
And his consistent will is perhaps the most impressive thing about that kid. He's a very stout guy. When
you can rip off 4, 5, 6 yards at a time on first down, you're setting your offense.
5'10", 185. It's a very solid guy at that running back position. They're just running down that clock.
Already have held the ball for 3 minutes.
Look at the way they go down once he calls. It's like so robotic.
And DeGlow up the middle again.
Gets about 3 yards there.
It'll be 3rd and short coming up for the Firebirds. 3rd and about 3, 4 maybe.
Yeah, they're going to mark it down.
3rd and 4. You've grounded it. You've pounded it out the middle so far this second half to start.
Maybe
do you try a pitch to the outside?
I guess we'll see. See those corners out there ready to stay home. And they fake the pitch.
DeGlow up the middle. DeGlow has a 42-yard touchdown run, putting the Firebirds down now 3.
Outstanding acceleration by number 15, and they faked that pitch. And you saw those corners ready to stay home.
I think it faked our cameraman out too.
City barbecue replay.
And DeGlow just powers through the offensive line. And nobody in front of him for 42 yards.
Look at the young man running with reckless abandon. 9 touchdowns on the year. and that might push him over 500.
That has to put him over 100 yards on the game.
That puts him 50 yards.
He had 50 yards at halftime, 40. Oh, yeah, that's well over 100 yards.
And so that would put him over 500 yards in the season and at 9 rushing touchdowns. Jesse DeGlow emerging as a young, unexpected star.
Kick is up and good,
for
cutting
these
the
Fairmont
lead.
Firebirds.
24-21 with 8:02 left in the third quarter of our MVCC.
And this is a beginning to the second half that Dave Miller dreamed of.
Yeah, a big play gets the home crowd into it, silences the visiting team for a little bit. Now it's time for the defense to come out and step up and try and get this ball back and see if Fairmont can take the lead.
And definitely instilling a certain kind of umph in this sideline over here. So you hear the fans whistling and rumbling. And the coaching staff going crazy.
Trying to protect a 3-0 start to the season, something that not a lot of people in Kettering have seen the Firebirds do.
Yeah, this is going to be 4-0. This is
uncharted territory.
Yeah, this is going to put whole new mindset into Kettering Fairmont sports.
I mean, 4-0 going in, and you got, I think, West Carrollton next week. Let me see if I can find Fairmont's schedule. No, at Beaver Creek next week. That'll be a good game.
Oh,
Fairmont
yes,
at Beaver
indeed.
Creek. That was our game of the week last year.
That whole National East is just starting off so stellar.
Everybody is undefeated except for Wayne, and Wayne is 2-1.
I'm facing at Miamisburg over there. In a
Onside
very good
kick.
battle.
It goes 10 yards, and I think Fairmont has it.
Fairmont recovered that.
They do.
Oh, my goodness.
So the onside kick I've been calling all night for finally comes out, and Fairmont with a trick play to start the second half.
This is exactly how they pictured this. Such a great strategy.
The ball had to go to the 40 or had to go to the midfield at the 50, and it's at the 49 of the
anybody
Panthers.
that knows sports knows that halftime adjustments are some of the biggest attribute that a head coach can have. And Dave Miller seems to do it seamless.
If Dave Miller pulls out a pass, this place is going to erupt. Miller keeps it up the middle. Miller bullowing through and has a first down deep into the Panthers territory.
And here we go. Firebirds are rolling with energy, and this is the Fairmont that everybody wants to see.
This is what we've seen so far this year.
This is the Fairmont that everybody has been raving about the past 3 weeks.
This is the number 9 team in the state in action for Division I. Official stoppage on the far side.
Springboro D looks kind of lost out there now in the second half.
They're gonna be tired by the end of this drive.
So methodical Fairmont has been on the ground, and we haven't seen anything to suggest that they'll stop anytime soon.
They've had, one punt and one fumble that ended 2 drives. You feel the home side of Roush rocking.
You feel it through the ground. Here we go. Miller setting up. Takes down to 3.
DeGlow keeps it up the middle, maybe a gain of 4.
And if we can get a replay on that offensive line, that was just...
They're getting up, and they're pushing the Panthers back 2 yards before DeGlow even gets to the line of scrimmage.
This offensive line has been outstanding tonight for the Fairmont Firebirds.
And so eruptive so far the second half, making huge holes. You see in a replay. Watch. Look at the surge. The center the center's blocking a linebacker with 2 steps.
So impressive. They're getting out there and they're mowing over the Springboro defensive line. And here we go. Fairmont setting up again. Probably going to let that play clock tick down as they have been. And even though they're down by 3 here, you kind of get the feeling they have the reins in this one.
They have all momentum. And that was a 5-yard run by DeGlow.
And one of the most impressive things is how patient they are.
Right. I mean, we were down 10 at the half, and here they are running time off the clock like they're leading the game. And Miller keeps the ball up the middle, and Miller will be close to a first down.
Who's going to run it? Who is going to run it?
I don't know. That's something Springboro's coaches are scratching their heads.
Becoming extremely hesitant out there as which direction to go.
They're just waiting to see who runs it. 3rd and 1. So a 4-yard run by Miller on the keeper.
And as each game goes by, this pound and ground system that Miller has come into Kettering with just looks more and more impressive.
This is why he was so successful at Covington.
He knows how the game of football works, especially in high school. He knows the ropes. Braden Miller bringing his offense back.
Miller keeps it up the middle, and he runs and has a first down to the 25. But see, this is the G-Walk used to always be a ground and pound sort of running play style. They've kind of adapted and went to a pass over the last 5-6 years, and now slowly that ground and pound is coming back into the picture for G-Walk.
Yeah, I think Dave Miller, he said he grew up in Kettering, actually, and so I think he was kind of influenced by the same thing that it used to be, the old identity of the G-Walk. And
he had his first coaching gig was an assistant at
Centerville,
but they don't call it Centerville here. They call it the Bob Gregg Academy.
And should be very proud of his son leading his offense.
Perkins
tonight.
gets the carry, hit at the line of scrimmage, spins, and luckily gets maybe 2 on the play. Josh Collins with the tackle for the Panthers. Second and 8 was a gain of 2 for Perkins. Play clock is down to 15. And they're there now. Miller walks away from the line and back under at 10. Miller gets the handoff. He hands off to
DeGlow.
DeGlow
again. DeGlow for the 3rd time tonight. The legend of Jesse DeGlow is born. And he is rocking here, getting the whole stadium to the point of eruption.
I'm just as left as speechless as what these Panthers are. Look, watch this run. DeGlow powers through. Look at that hole the offensive line has created him. Plows over one kid.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a foot
Look
race
at those
to the
legs.
end zone.
Look at those legs like little tiny trucks.
They've never stopped turning. The kick is up, holds good, kicks up, and it's good. Fairmont now leads 28-24. 4:31 left in the 3rd quarter. And all momentum on the Firebirds side now. Springboro is, I mean, you can't even hear their home visitor side anymore.
So as the reputation of Jesse DeGlow is christening, so is the reputation of Firebird football.
And depending on how, you said that's his what, 10th touchdown on the year now?
That would make, that's
7.
10 now. He's 10 touchdowns, about 520 yards in the season.
Without knowing what Sydney's Isaiah Bowser. I don't know why I keep messing that up. And Miamisburg's Tony Clark has done so far tonight in their games. Without us knowing, he is the leader in G-Walk in rushing touchdowns. So,
kid has brought a huge heart into this year.
If you're Springboro, do you play for the outside kick? I don't think Fairmont will do it again.
I didn't think they do it the first time.
Right.
We'll put old Sean Payton out there. But here we go, Osher Rome.
I think he's lined up to kick this one deep.
We'll see.
And a squib, it's a live ball. Standifer gets it. Standifer making people miss it, and he's out to the 41.
And so we knew what Fairmont's offense could do, and now it's time to go to the biggest problem of their first half and see what the defense has done for adjustments.
Too.
Yeah, indeed. We'll see if Trey Baker and Jonas Smith can bring a little more intensity to this game and shut down the Springboro Panthers. As Cameron Roundtree, the senior, leads the offense to the line of scrimmage.
Roundtree back to pass. Roundtree, bullet to the outside. Yates incomplete, too high.
That's a little bit over him.
Yates is only 5'10", so you can't throw it at a 6.
5'10" might be being generous, Jared. He looks like at least 5'8", 5'9" out there. A little slot target, but nonetheless not a good throw by Roundtree. You see number 33 lining up behind him, Tony Sandlewick, who has been the lead running back the whole season. He'll get the ball.
And he'll be tackled after a gain of 6 on the play.
Trey Baker getting his foot there. But excellent tackle to almost seal off that side by their leading receiver, number 84, Chris Hughes. Has been pretty impressive in this game. Roundtree in the no huddle for Springboro.
3rd and 5. Roundtree keeps it out to the outside. He has a first down and into Firebird territory down to the 46.
And tackle made by Marquise Williams, the safety.
That's that. I mean, granted, that's what Springboro has kind of adapted to over the last few years, is let the quarterback line up at shotgun, let the receivers run out and see what the defense does in the middle, and then the quarterback will take off, like you saw there. Roundtree back to pass, throws out to Hughes. Hughes is at the 40. So gain of 5. Well, no, they'll call him at the 39, so gain of 6 or 7.
So despite losing the last 2 games, Springboro is still kind of going with their system, and it's working tonight.
It's still working. Roundtree back to pass. Roundtree heat from the outside, but he will escape. Has the first down, and it looks like he's tackled. It looked like Baker pushed him down.
They're going to have to get a spy on Roundtree
44.
or something. He has gotten away for some
Maybe
for some runs that were way too big tonight.
1st and 10 from the 32 now for the Panthers. They're just attacking that middle of the defense. Springboro back to pass. And, Roundtree stays up. And Roundtree
How
will
is
have
he
a
still
first
up?
down. And Roundtree drug down from behind. Is that number
Kason
20 for
Pate.
Pate?
So Kason Pate comes from behind, but Roundtree is.
Maybe if we could see a replay of that. It was the heads-up play for Roundtree. Watch the beginning of the play. Watch him stays up, and then just pushing people out of the way to get a first down, run down to the 22.
Tyler Kolsky almost had him.
Roundtree
Barely
hands off
stayed
to
up there.
Standifer, and the defense is hit there immediately for the Firebirds.
And that'll be number 52.
I think it's
so
40
impressive tonight. Joseph Drake.
I think that's 42 and 44 with the tackle.
I know that was 52. He got up from the bottom of the
Oh.
pile.
He got up quickly.
So Joey Drake Sr. has been really good tonight.
Lost
and
the
he
2
continues
on the
that
play.
streak there.
Roundtree and shotgun with Standifer next to him. Roundtree
And he
fumbles.
drops the ball.
Picks
And
it
there we
up.
go. Trey Baker surging up the middle, and Ty Smith almost brings him down. He's still going again.
And Roundtree down to the 10 and hard hit.
So that'll be Pate and Ryan Hall on the tackle. Still, again, stayed up way too long after that fumble. And Roundtree's just
Look at
finding
this.
ways not to go down.
Ball's on the ground. Roundtree almost tackled there. 35
Look at this.
missed the tackle there.
And number 1, Marquise Williams, comes up and makes the tackle on the wrong person, too. So Firebirds just needs better awareness. It's something I didn't think number 42, Trey Baker, would let him get away like that. But Roundtree is showing some really quick feet tonight.
Jake Perkins, late substitute, coming into line for the Firebirds. First and goal from the 9. Set the Panthers with 2.5 left in the third quarter. Roundtree running. Roundtree might have a touchdown. No, he was pulled back at the 2.
So there we go, Roundtree going again. And they're starting to to show some interesting defensive looks, which I kind of like, pulling some defensive linemen and putting them at the linebacker spot. Like on the last play, Joey Drake was in where Trey Baker usually is.
It's like Roundtree's just lining up and
Yeah, just running straight up the middle.
now let's see if he hands off to
They have
Standifer.
3
here
in the
at
middle
2.
here.
Standifer gets the ball. Standifer,
I thought he got it over top.
I don't think he did. They're going to call him down at like the half.
Good stubbornness there by the Firebirds defense. That's exactly what they needed to show for the rest of the game.
Third
Trey
and
Baker
1.
in the middle of that pile. Ty Smith as well. Joey Drake getting in there. Number 35, Jonas Smith also.
3rd and 1 from the half-yard line. Standifer gets the carry. Standifer walks in for an easy touchdown for the Panthers.
There we go. Standifer
walks in for a half-a-yard touchdown run.
So they're going to have the one thing they needed to change. It doesn't really look like it's getting changed at all.
Not so far, but there's still a
Springboro
quarter
owned
left.
that drive.
Well, Roundtree owned that drive.
I mean, my bad. Wrong name.
Luxick's on to kick the extra point to put the Panthers up 3. Snaps good, holds good, kicks up and through the uprights and way into the Fairmont band.
I hope they didn't go to the street. It's pretty dangerous.
31-28, Panthers hold a 3-point lead with 1:18 left in the third quarter.
So Firebirds coming out and making a statement, but still not standing their ground defensively like they need to.
If you're Fairmont, do you think you can hold the ball for 13 minutes? Can you hold the ball the whole fourth quarter?
I don't know. Is that possible?
I don't know. It is.
I mean,
There's no rule that says you can't.
I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be just so impressed.
I mean, what, do you just take a knee at the 1 or 2 and just drive?
I think they're just going to continue to run
Continue
their
your plan.
system. Yeah.
Ryan Hall
But I'm telling
and
you,
Jake Perkins back to receive the kick now.
next drive for the Panthers has to be a Firebirds stuff. If
It
the
has to
Firebirds
be.
want to win this game. Fairmont doesn't have a really good history in game-winning field goals.
Only against Centerville. Springboro on to kick off. Now Fairmont has to watch out. What if Springboro does the onside? They don't. They kick it deep.
DePore on the kick.
Hall
with the
receives it
return.
at the 2. Hall running full steam. Hall's at the 20. Hall's at the 30. And Hall's
almost
down
breaks
at the
it.
32. So with 1:11 left in the third quarter, Fairmont takes over at the 31-yard line. 30-yard line. Fairmont's quickly out with the offense. I mean, there's a lot riding on this game for Springboro. A loss here would most likely put them out of the playoff picture.
Yeah,
It's
so
hard to make the
early for
playoffs
them
at
too.
7-3. And that's them beating Miamisburg, Lebanon, Northmont, and Beaver Creek.
And wow, something we haven't talked about all day.
A tackle for loss for the
Yeah,
Panthers.
Springboro controlling the line of scrimmage. That is going to be number 6, Mike Knock, on the tackle.
And somebody is down for the Firebirds.
It's number 55,
55.
Connor
yep.
Bunce. And he waves it off. He says it's fine.
He's going to walk off the field under his own pressure, limping though.
Connor Bunce is a really efficient offensive lineman for the Fairmont Firebirds. So let's hope he's okay. It's going to be an injury timeout on the field. And Firebirds going to take advantage of that for planning.
Tonight's MVCC High School Football Game of the Week is being recorded by the Miami Valley Communications Council and media students from Kettering, Fairmont, and West Carrollton High Schools. Go to our website, mvcc.net, to find a reschedule for rebroadcast of this game and others throughout the season. Catch tonight's game, powered by City Barbecue, on Spectrum Cable Channel 21 or on mvcc.net using the hashtag City Barbecue Replay.
So 40 seconds. The clock's still ticking.
Play clock's down to 3. I don't think the Firebirds are aware. They barely get it off. And another tackle
stopped
for loss.
Again by the same guy, number 6 senior defensive lineman Mike Knock. Great penetration by the Springboro line, and it might just stifle this entire drive. And there's no way that Fairmont's going to call the play before the end of the first quarter, before the end of the third quarter. Excuse me.
And I think they'll let it go down. And
Yeah, no doubt.
So with 3/4 of the way home, Springboro holds a 3-point lead, 31-28 over the visiting Fairmont Firebirds.
So something we saw in the third quarter, aggressiveness by the Fairmont Firebirds on special teams, getting that onside kick and scoring quickly again, but not showing much resistance on the defensive side at all.
So it'll be an interesting start here. I mean, it's 3rd and long, so I mean, if you don't get this first down, you have to punt it away if you're the Firebirds. You cannot give the ball back to the Panthers at their own 30.
Here we go. Someone you haven't seen much of since the big first half drive, Jake Perkins. As he's been on the field and plays for David Stamer a lot and Kenan Burrows.
I haven't seen
but hasn't
Burrows
been fully
a lot.
utilized.
Yeah. So here we go. First play to start the 4th quarter. 3rd and 10 from the 30. You've almost got to assume that this is a pass coming from the Firebirds to try and pick this first down up.
I don't know, man.
Or one of those pitches to the outside. Miller keeps it. Miller pitches. Perkins makes one tackle miss and doesn't get the other one to miss.
That'll
be a gain of 4.
4th and 6, and it looks like it's almost a definite punt right here. Offensive unit not leaving the field just
yet. There they
yet.
go. Or they're just bringing in a ton more weight. No, I see Ryan Hall back there. He's the primary.
So this is going to be a huge stop.
Can he flip the field position with this punt?
It's going to be a huge stop required for the Fairmont Firebirds in this one.
Punts up. Punt's going to the
Great
sideline.
punt by Ryan Hall.
And it goes out of bounds. Let's see where the refs mark it.
I'd say about the 25. The 24.
20. Yeah, the 24 is where the Panthers will start this drive.
Not a bad punt at all for Ryan Hall.
No, especially with the way it was tailing towards the end or sideline.
So a stop is almost required for the Firebirds here. This would completely change the script of the game.
Or a turnover. One of those two is if you're the Firebirds, you got to look at it.
I mean, if I'm Springboro, I'm looking at the end zone the entire time. Hoping for another big play that has happened for them so often this game. Here we go, Roundtree lining up.
Roundtree back to pass. Roundtree, and I
That's
think
gonna
that
be
was tipped
tipped.
at the line. Intended to look like to Yates.
Stellar
1.
play by the Firebirds defensive line there.
Yeah, and you get a stop and the clock stops moving. So 2nd and 10 from the 24. Standiford gets a carry up the middle, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. He might gain 1 on the play.
Huge hit there for Trey Baker. And those are the kind of instincts that we saw so much last year. He's only a sophomore, though. As he locates that ball, and it's a straight line, no matter who is in front of him.
It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 26 as clock is under 10 minutes, or under 11 minutes. If you're Fairmont, you have to pin your ears back and go after the quarterback.
Watch the Roundtree run.
Flag on the play.
Trey Baker
But
with the pick.
You gotta see what the flag is first.
Let's see if the flag. And Baker, nonetheless a great play by number 42 in the middle. Amazing instincts.
Springboro's offense is running off the field. That might be a flag against the Panthers. False start against the Panthers.
And that's going to be Baker's 2nd pick of the year. And
Penalty.
This kid has eyes all over his head.
Penalties declined, so Fairmont with excellent starting field position at the 20. Is that where he got to? 21. Let's check the replay. Roundtree back to pass. I don't know why they didn't blow the play dead, but if you're the Firebirds, it's a good thing they didn't. As Baker picks the ball off and returns it to the 21.
Such fantastic instincts, and only a sophomore.
Now if you're the Firebirds, you let the play clock tick away.
exactly what they needed on that play, and that's gonna be what they need for the rest of it.
DeGlow gets the carry up the middle. DeGlow is hit immediately, and we'll say is that 16? No, that's number 6 for the Panthers. Ethan France with a tackle and a gain of 3 for the Firebirds and DeGlow.
How about that? The guy we've been pinning responsibility for the middle of the defense all night comes up for 2 huge plays in a row. Number 42, that kid is going to be special.
Right. Now, if he can get a little bit bigger over the next 2 years, he'll be a force to be reckoned with.
D1.
Play clock's down to 5. Miller hikes, hands off to DeGlow. Miller keeps it. Miller at the 20.
Miller
at
has
the
a seam
10.
on the outside.
Miller down to the 6-yard line of the Firebirds. 1st and goal to go. If you're Fairmont, you don't want to score too quick. You give Springboro the ball back. I mean, granted, you can't hold it for 4 plays for 9 minutes.
I think Miller's system, I think in his head, sometimes situations are just
the scoreboard
oblivious
says 0.
to them. Yeah,
there is no scoreboard.
Exactly, and there's no play clock either, and he utilizes every little factor.
There has to be a play clock. They hike it at 1 every time. Miller fakes the handoff up the goal, down to the 2 maybe. So 2nd and goal to go from the 2.
With already 3 touchdowns tonight, you're expecting
have
to hear
to put
number
the-
15's numbers
Give
called.
DeGlow the ball.
Who knows? They might go with a little trickery, as we know Fairmont to do from time to time.
I say it has to either stay with Miller or give it to DeGlow up the middle.
You know someone's probably going to be in motion.
Look at the wide open middle, though. There's a lane. If the line can create it, DeGlow gets the handoff. DeGlow to the end zone. No, they're going to call him down at the half-yard line.
Yeah, he was almost there, but got that knee down a little too soon.
So it'll be 3rd and goal from the half-yard line. Under 8.5 minutes left in the game.
I think they're going to go behind number 57, Caleb Smith here, and straight into the end zone with Braden Miller.
Both sides are on their feet. One wanting a stop, one wanting an end zone.
Here we go.
DeGlow gets the carry up the middle. DeGlow has the
got
touchdown.
It. And that's number 4 on the night for this young man. Number 11 on the season, Jesse DeGlow, putting on a show. The Firebirds.
Here you go. Watch the City Barbecue replay.
Points.
They follow 57 right into the end zone like you called it. And the ball barely gets across, but all the thing that has to happen is the nose touches the plane. And Fairmont takes a lead again for the 2nd time tonight.
So Asher Rome on the extra point here.
Kick is up, and kick is no good.
No good. So only down by 3 here. Springboro gets the ball back, and with the way their offense has been going so far tonight, Jared, you got to think they won't keep the ball for that long. And if the Firebirds get the stop, there's a good chance that they'll run the clock out. So good chance for Fairmont here, but Springboro only down by 3. And by the way they've been with the ball tonight, can't expect anything else but a very quick drive.
Tonight's MVCC Game of the Week is sponsored by Miami Valley Adapted Sports. MVAS is a Paralympic sports club that provides recreational and competitive sporting opportunities for individuals with physical disabilities. Visit MiamiValleyAdaptedSports.org for more information. Fairmont kicks the ball off a squib kick to the sideline, but it rolls away. And tackled at the 35 is number 20, Timmy Cassidy. So with 7:54 left, Springboro has the ball, down 3. Ooh, there's a lot of football left to play.
So here we go. Number 42 making the difference last time, as you see in the middle of your screen, Trey Baker at the middle linebacker spot.
Stanford gets a pitch to the
Straight
outside
line.
and swarmed by the Firebirds defense, maybe a gain of 1.
And there you go again. If we can get a replay of that. Oh,
The edge is what's keeping the Firebirds, or this Panthers offense, at bay this second half. Number 13's helmet, Eric Myers, comes off, it looks like, as he runs to the sideline with it in hand.
and if you've seen that play correctly, you've seen the middle linebacker
They give him
straight line, straight to the outside.
They give him a gain of 2. I don't agree with that one.
Good instinct so far by the Firebirds defense.
Roundtree hands off to Stanford. Stanford up the middle. Stanford has a first down and into Firebird territory, still going down to the 45.
The great use of the feet there, and they just take advantage of that middle that has been working against them all night. And they swing that guard up to the second level and hit Trey Baker, as you see on the City Barbecue replay. Pushed them back there and created a lane for number 23, Stanford, who just runs over about 3 Firebirds before getting tackled down.
Stanford gets the carry again. Stanford moves and down to the 40, so another gain of 5 on the play.
Which you can see here on the replay.
He was able to break the leg tackle by Baker.
So as long as they get a man on Baker soon, the runs have been working.
Roundtree and shotgun. Roundtree back to pass. Roundtree's going to run right up the middle.
And brought down by Baker.
Finally, a controlled open field tackle by Trey Baker to hold Roundtree for not a first down run.
Yeah, but that's something he definitely needs to work on. Is Roundtree has been deceiving the defense all night. And as soon as they think he's going one way, he cuts back really quick. And they end up on the ground.
3rd and 1 is the big play. Stanford gets the carry to the outside. Stanford has a first down to the 20, or the 30.
Correction, that's actually number 33. That's going to be their primary running back, Tony Sandalwick.
Okay.
You see on the replay.
First time Sandalwick's had a carry down.
Nobody in the backfield. Willian Yates actually motions back there.
Roundtree keeps the fake. Roundtree.
And such
We'll
good
have a first
quickness
down
by the
run.
senior quarterback. As he
Roundtree.
goes.
Roundtree down to the 19. A lot of pushing and shoving and extracurricular activities away from the ball, and no flags are going to be thrown, and the Fairmont side
A bunch
is
of boos.
mad.
So a very good read option. A little flex motion there.
Official stoppage.
And he's saying it was a first down.
Generous spot. So 1st and 10 from the 19 now. First down will be at the 9. Is under 6.5 minutes left in the game. Roundtree hands off to Sandalwick. Sandalwick tackled at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1.
Tackled there by Jonas Smith and number 42, Trey Baker.
Jacob Herman, number 75's helmet comes off for the Firebirds, so he'll have to check out for 1 play.
Cameron Roundtree is someone we didn't talk about a lot before the game, but who has made a huge impact for the Panthers tonight.
Another official stop.
Pinstripes really need to get their crap together tonight.
A lot of official stops, and you're slowing down this game that is a fast-paced one so far. They're actually going to add 9 seconds back on. 6:16 now on the clock. 2nd and 8.
We're rolling the clock now.
Now Springboro's in the kind of Fairmont's position. No, high snap, hands off, touchdown.
Down to Hughes, and that's going to be a touchdown.
No,
oh,
fumble!
no! He fumbled it at the last second. Oh, wait, no, they're going to call that a touchdown.
They'll call it a touchdown, but we'll take a replay look at this to see if he actually held on going into the end zone. Excellent fake on the run to Hughes down.
Bust in.
That
And
ball's
he lost
moving.
it.
That's not a touchdown.
That's a fumble, as you can see on the replay.
That ball is moving before he gets to the goal line.
And if there's only colleges, only challenges in high school football. So a bad call by the refs resulting in 6 there, possibly 7 for the Panthers.
This is where if you're Fairmont, that mixed extra point is going to come back. I mean, now it's not a game-tying field goal that'll force overtime. It'll have to be a touchdown.
That's if their extra point goes in. I can't believe they didn't call that a fumble.
Low snap, high kick, kicks up and good. Springboro leads 38-34 with 5:58 left in the fourth quarter.
So what should have been a fumble ends up as 6 instead for the Springboro Panthers.
Right, because that would have been Fairmont. If they would have called it a fumble, it went into the end zone. That's a fumble and a touchback for the Firebirds.
Well, if we know anything about this Fairmont offense, this very well could be the last drive of the game if they take it all the way down. So we'll see if we see some passes here from the Firebirds here in the last drive.
We'll have to see.
Would be very fitting. We're going to play that play one more time. As you can see, the fake to Standifer pass to Hughes, and Hughes beats the defense.
He beats the defense. Well, watch as he gets turned. He's not in the end zone yet, and the ball is out.
That was not a touchdown.
This is the most important drive of the Firebirds season.
Both sides rocking as DeVore gets ready to kick it off to the Firebirds. It's going to be Hall and Perkins instead of Burrows back to receive it this time.
And Hall will receive it at the no, the Firebirds fumble the kick, and they fall on it. So now Fairmont's going to have to go 98 yards.
And a disaster scenario here for David Miller. Let's see how his young team handles this.
This is one of those. I've never been a fan of the handoff on the kickoff, and this is a reason why.
It has to make you cringe here.
Oh, it faked out our cameraman. 97 yards between Fairmont and a game-winning touchdown. 5:53 and 3 timeouts.
We'll see if we see the old Dave Miller on this one, running the clock down to 0 a lot.
I don't think it's going to go down. I don't think it'll go down that far. Miller keeps the handoff. No, to Glow. Look, who got it? Miller kept
Miller
it.
kept it. Doesn't go for much at all. We'll see if they
maybe a gain of 1. I think they mark off.
see if they call the play a little bit faster on this one.
No gain on the play.
My guess is the tempo would be a lot more quicker here.
You would think.
Still taking their time here. Second and 10, a huge second and 10 at that. Back on their own 3. I mean, Springboro's 3. No, it's their own.
Miller keeps it up the middle and maybe gets to the 5. And this is a big third down for the Firebirds.
Stopped there by number 65, Cameron Piper. 3rd and 8 for Fairmont. This is where the Fairmont fans on the home side of the stands are looking through their eyes. 3rd and 8 on the 5. 4:30 to go. Think they'll pull out the pass here, Jared?
I would almost guarantee it. This is a passing situation and a timeout on the field. Springboro.
Saw something he didn't like or wanted to change and called a timeout with 4:29 left to go in the fourth quarter. Such an essential play on the season for the Firebirds.
Looking at the rest of Springboro's schedule, they are at Centerville next Thursday, and then they will be home for Beaver Creek for week number 6, at Miamisburg for week number 7, and that'll be another game of the week for us. Then they'll be at Fairborn for week number 8, home for Northmont, and home for senior night Lebanon to end out the year. Fairmont will be there playing Springboro tonight. They're at Beaver Creek next week for week number 5. They'll be home for Miamisburg. That'll be our week number 6 game of the week. They'll be at West Carrollton for week number 7. They'll be home for Wayne for week number 8. Week number 9, they will be at Centerville. That'll be our other game of the week for Fairmont. And then week number 10, they will play senior night here or host Springfield. So Fairmont, there'll be a lot of momentum boost if they can somehow pick up a third down and get a win tonight going into a tough conference stretch play. But 3rd and 8 from the 5. Miller back to pass. Miller going deep.
That should be a flag.
There's
there.
the flag.
That should be a flag. That's going to be pass interference. Fairmont first down.
It'll be a 15-yard penalty for the Panthers.
I believe that's going to be on the number 11, Josh Collins. Springboro defensive back there. So a big gamble, as you can see on the City Barbecue replay.
Pass interference against Springboro.
Miller lobs it up and is going to be.
Is that intended to Ryan Hall or Stamer?
That was Ryan Hall.
Okay. So that'll be 1st and 15 from the 20. A little bit of breathing room with 4:24 left.
So should put a little ease on Dave Miller's mind, moving up the field a bit.
Scoreboard is wrong. It is Fairmont's football, not Springboro's. So we saw a pass come out of this time. Now Miller will keep it. Miller will keep it on the edge. He has the edge. Miller will have a first down run out to the 34.
And there we go. Some positive momentum for the Firebirds offense as Miller goes to the sideline, cut back just across those planes. Good awareness by the sophomore quarterback.
To the 33, actually. Watch. I thought he was going to pitch it out to Perkins, but he decides to keep it.
See him bolting for that side, then cutting it back real quick, catching the defensive backs off guard. Great play there.
Sideline warning was just initiated to Springboro. That'll be key. Next one after that, it's a penalty. 4:15 and ticking.
So Braden Miller, under center Jared Feltner. They'll set up for this play right here.
High pitch out to Perkins. Perkins has the edge. Perkins will be drugged down for a loss of 2.
Fantastic play there by Springboro. Number 29, Andrew Weidman, the senior linebacker, got him just in time.
I think Fairmont's wanted a horse collar tackle on that one, but I think he got a hold of the jersey and not the actual pad.
So there we go. Something you see about a quarter of the time from Fairmont, a 2-receiver set.
2nd and 11, 3.5 minutes left from the 32. Fairmont has to get plays going downfield and in a hurry. Fairmont, Miller back to pass. Miller going deep to the far sideline. And Ryan Hall comes up.
Ryan Hall!
And Ryan Hall's going to run for a touchdown for the Firebirds.
Oh my goodness, that young man just flashed his potential. We saw that so many times last year.
Ryan Hall with a 73-yard touchdown catch and run to put the Firebirds up 40-38 with an extra point coming with 3:15 left in the game.
And he just went up there and got it, man.
What a heck of a game for Miller. He gets his first rushing touchdown of the season and his first passing touchdown of the season.
To quote analyst Phil Sims on that one, sometimes you got to go up there and put it where the kids can't get it.
Ryan Hall went up for that one.
So the 6'3" Ryan Hall. And he has 3 picks.
Kick is up and oh my, no good.
Oh my goodness. So Fairmont leaves room for
There's
the Panthers to win with a field goal.
A field goal will win the game if the Panthers can get into territory.
But nonetheless, give credit for Braden Miller keeping his streak of a perfect passing going this season. And most of all, credit Ryan Hall for going up and getting, already has 3 picks on the season. Before that, he only had no receptions on the year before that one. So that's his first reception of the year, first receiving touchdown as well. And Fairmont will go up 40-38 on the missed extra point.
Fairmont's defense has to step it up for this last drive of the game for the Panthers.
They got the game in their grips. They just cannot let it go. And the biggest focal point Fairmont needs to think about going into this last drive, Jared, is stopping quarterback Cameron Roundtree, who has been constantly eating at them with the arm and legs this year. I mean, this game.
Yeah.
So here we go. Fairmont's Asher Robb. I think DeGlow's actually going to be back out for this.
DeGlow can kick it a little bit further than what.
But Asher Rome is going to come on and kick it anyways.
Comes off. What does Coach Miller have up his sleeve for this last 3:15?
And the guy who's going to have to step up the most, I've been saying it all game, number 42, Trey Baker, in the middle of the defense. Guy's made some huge plays, but also has given up a lot. We'll see how he reacts to this last drive as Rome kicks it off. And
that one's out of bounds. That's a terrible kick by the Firebirds. And that is something you did not want.
So the Panthers and Cameron Roundtree will start off at the 40. Not what they wanted at all, with only 3 minutes to go in the game.
Does Springboro want them to kick it again? Springboro wants them to kick it again.
So what? Is that a declining of the penalty? Or something?
Yeah, a decline penalty will make them kick it again. Now send DeGlow out there and kick the ball off.
And they're going to send Asher Rome back out, perhaps showing confidence in the young kicker.
Oh, they'll take the 5-yard penalty on the kicker. So they'll back the kicking up to the 35. There's still a mistake. If you're Miller, you have to put DeGlow out there. He's been the only one that can get it down.
Well, sticking with his young kicker, Rome will reattempt the kickoff from the 35 this time.
Kick it to the left side of the field. He's put too much of a right angle on it.
Here we go. They'll try this one again. Fairmont kicking off.
Right up the middle.
It's going to be a squib.
Live ball now. And number 20, it'll be out to the 44-yard line, and that's why if you're the Panthers, you decline the penalty. You get a 4-yard better starting position.
So here we go. It's been so dangerous tonight. Senior quarterback for the Springboro Panthers, Cameron Roundtree. Possibly a game-winning drive here at stake. And Springboro kicking has been absolutely flawless. You just want to get in field goal range here. So they'll run out to the left side.
And tackled immediately. Maybe they'll mark him for a gain of 2.
It's a great stop there. Number 42, Trey Baker. As you can see on the City Barbecue replay, goes straight to the left side.
Trying to run away from Baker, but Baker with the quickness to move anywhere on the field.
Baker and Perkins there coming up clutch.
Roundtree going out to pass. That will not be a first down.
And Hughes gets snatched up by Ryan Hall.
It'll be 3rd and 1.
So if you're Hall there, I would play way more up on Chris Hughes, who has been torching them all game.
Well, he's been getting beat deep by him. So, I mean, now he's coming back and...
You go run by Standifer.
He will not get the first down.
And tremendous stop by number 11, Fairmont linebacker Hafiz Agakume.
Yeah, the kid we can't pronounce, but he just had the biggest tackle of his career.
Senior outside linebacker coming up huge. And you know Springboro's going for this one. As you see on the City Barbecue replay, Agakume and Perkins just wrapping him completely up.
That ball was coming out. It looked like 4th and 3.
That's spotted as a loss with 1:53 to go. Huge for the Fairmont Firebirds defense.
A stop here will almost ice the game.
And Roundtree to the
rolling
left.
right. Roundtree will have the first down. They'll mark him down to the 41.
So quarterback Roundtree kept the legs chugging and gets the first down for about 4 yards. So offense right there.
The clock will start once. There it goes. Minute 37 and counting.
All Springboro needs to do is get in field goal range. Firebirds with only 3 defensive linemen. Roundtree back to pass.
Throwing out. Hughes will have.
And Hughes with the stiff arm. He fumbles. He fumbles.
Let's see
It's
who
on the
comes
ground.
up with the
Fairmont
ball.
recovers it. Fairmont recovers it.
Fairmont comes up with a huge forced fumble.
As you see on the City Barbecue replay.
Right there, the end of the play. Jacob Perkins comes up with a huge fumble recovery for the Firebirds.
And this very well could be 4-0 for Fairmont.
All Fairmont has to do is run it up the middle for a minute 20.
Huge strip there. Just big plays all around made at the last second by the Fairmont Firebirds. Incredible last second performance. 40-38. And this is what Fairmont is best at, running out the clock. It should be their specialty here, especially with Springboro only with 2 timeouts.
Right, they can only stop it twice.
All Fairmont needs is
The refs
couple
are
5-yard
signaling a
runs.
timeout on the field for injury, but nobody's on the field hurt. This is it's going to be interesting next week. Fairmont takes on Beaver Creek. Both teams are going to be 4-0. And a third loss on the year for Springboro will almost, I would say their playoff chances are slim to none at this point with 3 tough losses.
And Fairmont's has never been more alive. 4 straight wins.
The first week of the state rankings released this week. Fairmont number 9 in the state in Division 1. Fairmont number 1 seed if the playoffs started today for Division 1 Region 4. Everything is going the Firebirds' way so far this season.
Dreams come true for Fairmont.
And they're a minute 20 away from starting 4-0 for the first time in we don't know how long.
Jesse DeGlow mows up the middle. He'll get about 7 there.
Timeout, Springboro will stop it.
As you see on the replay, DeGlow just powering through number 11 and number 14, Josh Collins and Jared McCarthy there. Almost getting the first down, and that'll be the first of Springboro's timeouts used.
That'll be their second. They called one earlier down here on 4th and goal.
Oh, okay. And you can see the camera shaking.
That
the
is
home side of
how
Fairmont.
much the home side of Roush Stadium is involved in this game.
Pride is multiplying around Kettering, and this is exactly what was in Dave Miller's vision. And Ryan Wilhite will go home tonight.
Scratching his head. I mean, the Panthers played an excellent game. It's just 2 costly turnovers is what sealed their victory.
And great clutch play by the defense of Fairmont. Coming up only when they needed to.
DeGlow gets the carry up the middle. DeGlow wisely doesn't get the first down to let the clock keep running. Springboro will take their last timeout with a minute 7 left.
So all Fairmont has to do is get this first down and the game is over.
First down will end the game.
1 yard away from 4-0. The Fairmont Firebirds are going back to the huddle over this timeout.
I guess we got a break in the action. We can preview our game of the week for next week. It is the Troy Trojans will go down to Holland Field and play the Miamisburg Vikings. The Vikings are in a tough contest tonight with the Wayne Warriors, and no word on how that game's going so far. But Miamisburg played Troy twice last year, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs, and beat them. It was a close game throughout in both, but Miamisburg was able to take both victories away. So that'll definitely be an interesting game next week down at Holland Field.
So Springboro still with a little grasp of hope here.
If Fairmont don't get the first down, the clock's going to run down. So, I mean, there's almost
They'll need a punt return touchdown.
They would have to be. No timeouts left for the Panthers. 1:07 left in the game. Fairmont a 2-point lead, 3rd and 1 from the 42.
Miller, son of the coach, leads the offense.
DeGlow gets the carry to the outside, and
that's going to be a first down.
That's enough for a first down.
That's going to be a first down and a Firebirds victory tonight. Putting the final nail in the coffin of this victory on the City.
Watch the lineman. Look.
City Barbecue replay.
I don't know that lineman right there. Number 75 for the Firebirds, Jacob Herman, pushing 2 Panthers back so DeGlow can get the first down.
That just exemplifies the will and determination it took to get to this victory, the patience.
And for the 4th time this year, Firebirds get to line up in victory formation. They're going to wait and hike it at 1.
Braden Miller as a starting quarterback. He's 4-0 this season. Incredible.
That knee might do it, depending on when they want to spot the ball. There's 4 seconds. Let's see if the ref waits. The ref waits. Fairmont doesn't even have to hike the ball again if they don't want to. 20 seconds left and counting, and the Firebirds are going to hold on to a 2-point win, 40-38 over the visiting Springboro Panthers. Fairmont will move to 1-4. Springboro will move to 1-4.
1-3.
1-3. This is week 4. And Fairmont will move to 4-0. There's a lot of tongue twisters there. And there you go. Here comes the post-game celebration for the Firebirds. And for the 4th time this year, they get to ring the victory bell.
They are ringing the bell here in Kettering.
Fairmont comes out with an impressive second half 10-point come-from-behind win is what it'll go down to, is in the books. So, signing off with the kids from Kettering, Fairmont, and West Carrollton High Schools, the rest of the Miami Valley Communications Council. I'm Jared Bergstrom signing off with Jeff Allen. We'll see you next week down at Holland Field as the Troy Trojans will come in and try and beat the Vikings of Miamisburg. That'll do it here for week number 4 in our City Barbecue Game of the Week. Fairmont wins 40-38 over the visiting Springboro Panthers.
That's all from Roush, folks.